I think Congress is at a very big turning point. I think America is at a turning point, and Congress has to decide. There are elections coming up. And the American people, if you sit down with voters and you really do discussion, of course, we talk about affordability. Those are big issues. But when you put the Epstein files in front of their faces and you directly connect their candidates with not supporting survivors, it moves the issue. It moves votes. People in America care about this because it's not singular abuse. It is whole corruption. And that's what we need to get to. That is the point that our legislative elected officials need to see. I think we're done with the corruption, and I think they need to be done too, and it's time to push back.
I think this is the first time I've heard it connected like that.
Yeah, that's such an important connection to make, because I think you're right. I think a lot of Americans are done with the corruption. They see it. Look, this started out, Scott and I were talking a little bit before, this whole thing started out where the Republicans thought, oh, we got the Democrats on the hook, going back to the little pizza shop back in the day, Pizzagate, right? We got. Well, the biggest Democrat, as I like to remind all my Republican friends at that time, was Donald Trump, right? If we're going to look at the record, because he was a Democrat at that time. So then all of a sudden you start to take away the partisan piece of this, which is why I love what you're doing with the mobile library here, Miles. Is you're just taking it right to the street. So you don't need to sit back and think that this is something over there foreign and out of touch and out of reach for you. They can just get online and note what it is and have it come to them. You wrote in your Substack, it's a truck built to carry all 3.5 million pages of the Epstein files digitally and physically from city to city across America, so that anyone who wants to see the record of it for themselves can walk right up and do that exactly. So that is an important feature, because it reinforces what you and your family and other families of survivors and the survivors themselves are saying. And as Simone just noted, our names are here in the paper, right? Can we now expose the names of the men who did this to the then 15-year-old, 16-year-old girl? Don't look at the woman in front of you. Look at the little girl, the 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old who was a victim at that time.
We always use this phrase, courage is contagious. We've all been saying it. We've been seeing the defiance spread in this country. It doesn't spread itself.
Right.
And that's why we felt like it was very important to put it on four wheels. What I saw today on Capitol Hill, and Michael, this will resonate with you. I've never seen anything like I saw today on Capitol Hill. You and I have given tours to people. We've seen folks go petition, go lobby. They're meek. They'll knock on the door. They'll leave a piece of paper. They're scared to do anything. Credit to Sky and Amanda. They weren't rude, but I watched them and Danny Bensky and these survivors, one after the other, going up to these senators, stopping them in the hallway and saying, listen, we need to talk to you about this. I mean, carrying the files, going up into their faces. John Fetterman and John Barrasso and John Cornyn and Tillis. I mean, it was propitious. It was like the hand of God was saying, I'm going to make sure you run into all of these senators in the hallway. But they showed the courage when they did to confront them. We need other people to get that. Yes, on the files. Yes, for transparency here, but for all the corruption, as Amanda noted. This whole scandal, this cover-up epitomizes the corruption from this administration. They break the law. They obstruct Congress. They use power to help their friends. They use power to hurt their adversaries. Go on down the list. This checks every single one of those boxes. It's why we've got to keep it in the fore up until the midterms and beyond.
Just now,
yes, please.
Yeah, just now we just got in from some MS Now reporting that Tom Tillis told MS Now it's more likely than not that tomorrow's Blanche vote is canceled. He says, quote, with the passing time, it's going to be difficult for me to think that we can get all this language ironed out and then get everybody to be fair to DOJ. There are several parties that they have to work with once you get the language. So I think that's probably why I think it's unlikely we could have all of this settled tonight. Cornyn told me. This is from one of our colleagues. Sky, you hearing that now that it actually, maybe they do have some spines over there in Capitol Hill. Maybe the work that you guys have done actually matters and moves them and makes them stop and think sometimes. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll be there one way or the other, okay? So if the vote happens, we'll be there. If the vote doesn't happen, we'll be there. So what the point being is that we will be here until the very end. This doesn't stop just because you either vote yes or no. If Todd Blanche is either voted yes or no, we're still going to fight until every name is released. This is not about politics to us in any way, shape, or form, Republican or Democrat. We will keep fighting until every single document is unredacted for the predators, redacted for the survivors. And to be completely honest with you, Virginia named the names. The names are in there. We need to start digging into this and really start asking the serious questions, which is who are behind those redactions? Who are these men? Who are these predators? We have to start setting an example for our next generation.
I think there's a sense out there who some of them are. I think it's also important to note that, yes, this language was very important in what was said here. To be fair to DOJ, there are several parties that they have to work with once you get the language. Here's the problem, folks. You need both parties to sign off. Donald Trump has to sign off on this language. Donald Trump is not signing off on this language, period.
Here's a bigger problem. I have my stepson is 11 years old, and, you want to teach your children boundaries and whatnot. And so when we say something, when we set a goal, when we set a deadline, my husband always talks about being a man of your word, being a person of your word. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. The senators set a goal and a deadline. They said, this is our line, and now they're moving it. So what I am concerned about is that they're just buying themselves more time to get around the very tough conversations they had to have with you all today. I am not convinced. I think people need to ask Tom Tillis and all more questions. But the point you just made, that you will be there regardless. What happens tomorrow?
We're going to show up. We're going to keep showing up like we've been showing up, like Virginia showed up. Like every single survivor who showed up 30 years ago and first made that report. Because it's not just about this moment. It's not just about singular abuse. It's about every single survivor out there who had been silenced, who have been told no, because the person who abused them was someone in power. We've had enough of it. The country has had enough of it, and we will keep showing up. And the American people will be behind us showing up in the same way. We got to continue to put the pressure. That's how we pass the Epstein Files Transparency Act. That's how we're going to get things done. People have the power, and they know it.